You know that feeling when your website sounds like it has multiple personality disorder. One minute it's promising scrappy startups you'll help them launch tomorrow, and the next it's whispering sweet nothings to giant established companies about complex strategy and enterprise retainers. And somehow, nobody's actually clicking book a call. That was this agency we worked with. Brilliant team, gorgeous visuals, a portfolio that honestly slapped. But their site was trying to talk to two totally different humans at the same time. Startups with almost no budget, and fast-moving larger companies who wanted full service done for you. The result? Confused buyers and awkward sales calls where everyone kept saying, "So, what exactly do you do for someone like me?"
Pattern detected. They weren't actually running one agency. They were quietly running two different businesses under one roof, with one muddled message.
Yes. So instead of burning it all down and rebranding from scratch, we used AI as what we call an offer splitter. We asked effectively, who are the two main types of humans walking through your digital front door? And how do we give each of them a clear, obvious path that feels like, oh, this is for me?
And for anyone already reaching for the panic button, thinking, oh no, this means new site, new tech stack, new everything, relax. This is not a tear it down exercise. This is a label and route exercise. That's a solvable bottleneck.
Exactly. Let's streamline this. Think of today's episode as how do you serve two very different customers without tearing your business and your team in half? Just a few clear tracks, clearer decisions, and less chaos in your sales and delivery.
So here's our game plan. First, Nova's going to help you spot those hidden customer segments using simple data you already have. Then, I'll turn those segments into actual stories and messaging humans recognize. Stryker will show you the low-tech, small business way to execute this. And Pulse will wrap us with a simple operating rhythm so you keep these tracks sharp without doubling your workload.
Clarity achieved. Let's start with the most important part. How to tell if you even have multiple customer types hiding in your business. If you're listening and thinking, do I really have two businesses in one? Ask yourself a few questions. First, deal size. Do your projects or orders naturally fall into two very different buckets? Maybe you've got a cluster of $500 to $1,000 jobs and another cluster around $8,000 to $15,000. That's a big signal. Second, urgency and timeline. Some buyers come in saying, we need this live in 2 weeks or we're in trouble. Others are like, we're exploring options for next quarter. Those are not the same humans psychologically, even if they're buying the same category of service.
Yes, and humans love this stuff once you see it. The urgent buyer wants relief. The slower buyer wants confidence and a partner. Totally different story you need to tell them.
Third, tech comfort and decision style. You'll notice some prospects come in with spreadsheets, terms, and specific tools they already use. Others say, we're not very techy, we just need this to work. AI is excellent at spotting phrases in your emails and call notes that map to these traits.
Right. You don't need a fancy data warehouse to do this. If you have a basic CRM, a spreadsheet, or even an email inbox, you have data. Job titles, company size, how they describe their problem, how fast they reply. Those are all signals just sitting there, unused.
Here's a simple exercise you can do this week. Take the last 20 customers or leads you closed a deal with. Drop them into a spreadsheet. For each one, jot down approximate deal size, how urgent they sounded, how comfortable with tech they seemed, and the main pain they mentioned in their first message or call. Then, Open your favorite AI assistant and say something like, I have 20 recent customers. For each, I'll list deal size, urgency, tech comfort, and main pain. Group them into 2 to 3 natural clusters and describe each cluster. Paste in your notes. In seconds, you'll probably see 2 or 3 profiles emerge.
When we did this for that two-headed agency, 2 clusters basically screamed back at us. Cluster 1, tiny startups, low budget, move fast energy, high anxiety, low structure. Cluster 2, established teams, bigger budgets, more stakeholders, longer timelines, but way more expectations and complexity.
And from an operations angle, those 2 clusters felt completely different inside the business. The startup track was chaotic but lightweight. The bigger clients needed more meetings, more reporting, more hands on deck. Same website, totally different operational reality.
Exactly. So once the AI surfaced those clusters, our job wasn't invent new offers from scratch. Our job was to say, these are clearly 2 main tracks we're already serving. Let's name them, clarify them, and give each a cleaner path to say yes.
Which is where the fun begins. Once you see the segments, you can turn them into stories your buyers actually recognize themselves in. So, let's talk about turning segments into stories. Data is cute, but humans buy based on identity, emotion, and clarity. Oh, that's me. This is for people like me. That's viral energy for your conversions, even if nobody's sharing it on social. Here's a dead simple prompt you can use after Nova's clustering step. You tell your AI tool, for each customer segment you just described, write a mini profile. Include a nickname, what they're trying to achieve, their top 3 pains, and a "This is for you if" section in plain language. For our two-headed agency, we ended up with something like the Scrappy Launcher and the Seasoned Scaler. Scrappy Launchers were founders on their first or second product, needing fast launches, simple sites, and cash flow-friendly pricing. Seasoned Scalers were marketing leaders or owners of established businesses who needed brand depth, multi-channel campaigns, and strategy.
And before anyone rolls their eyes at cute names, the names are not for your ego. They're handles for your team to think clearly. It's a lot easier to ask, is this a Scrappy Launcher or a Seasoned Scaler, than to scroll through paragraphs of notes every time.
Totally. And once you've got those mini profiles, you plug them into message building. Here's the core move. Keep 70 to 80% of your message and assets shared. Then let AI help you generate light customization for each track. For example, headlines. Your generic headline might be something like, "We build websites that grow your business." It's fine, but it doesn't make anyone sit up. With an offer splitter, you might have 2 versions on the same page that show up based on a simple choice. For the Scrappy Launchers, launch-ready websites that get your first sales fast. For the Seasoned Scalers, strategic websites that align your brand and drive consistent growth. Same core service, different human, different promise.
Pattern detected again. These variations are about relevance, not reinvention. You're not inventing 12 new services. You are changing a few sentences so the right person recognizes themselves instantly.
You can do the same thing with FAQs. Ask AI, for each segment, what questions do they ask before buying? What objections keep them stuck? Then have your AI write 3 to 5 FAQ entries per segment, using phrases like, "This is for you if," and "This is not for you if." So your Scrappy Launcher FAQ might say, "This is for you if you need a clean, effective site live in weeks, not months, and you're okay starting with a focused set of pages." The Seasoned Scaler FAQ might say, This is for you if you're ready to invest in brand strategy, advanced tracking, and a coordinated launch plan.
From an operations point of view, that language is doing more than marketing. It's pre-qualifying. It's quietly telling each segment how you work, so they self-select into the right level of engagement before they ever hit your calendar.
Exactly. And because I can't resist, one more creative angle. Ask your AI to write a short day in the life for each segment, not to publish, just for your team. When you can feel what their morning looks like, what tabs are open on their laptop, what's stressing them out, creativity unlocked. Your copy, your videos, your offers just become more naturally specific.
All right, let's bring this down to earth on the implementation side. You've got your 2 or 3 segments. You've got more relevant messaging. How do you actually make this work on a small business tech stack without a giant rebuild? Step 1. Tags. If you use a CRM, email tool, or even a spreadsheet, create simple tags or columns for your segments. Segment Scrappy Launcher or Segment Seasoned Scaler. That alone lets you see who's who and start sending slightly different emails or offers. Step 2. Light website branching. You don't need 2 full sites. You can do a simple Choose Your Path section on your homepage, something like New and Launching with a button, and Established and Scaling with another button. Each button can lead to a focused landing page that speaks that segment's language.
Yes, this needs sparkle, not sprawl. Those 2 pages can still reuse 80% of the same assets. Same portfolio, same testimonials, same process overview. You just remix the intros, the headlines, the examples with a little help from AI.
Step 3. Prompt-driven email paths and proposals. This sounds fancy, but here's the scrappy version. In your email tool, create 2 versions of your main nurture or follow-up email. Ask AI, rewrite this email for segment A, emphasize speed and budget friendliness, and rewrite this email for segment B, emphasize strategy and long-term results. Same for proposals. Instead of 10 different templates, have 1 core proposal and 2 short flavor sections. Use AI to draft a scrappy launcher intro and a seasoned scaler intro that swap in or out based on the segment. That's architecting the fix without building a skyscraper.
And if your tools don't support automation yet, don't worry. Even a manual habit like, before sending a proposal, check the segment column and paste in the right intro will increase clarity and close rates.
From the team side, this also reduces confusion. Sales knows which flavor to pitch. Delivery knows what level of service and communication to expect. Customer support isn't guessing why someone is expecting concierge treatment on a starter package.
And for the ultra-lean listeners running things out of a Gmail inbox and a Notes app, deploying now is still possible. You can literally keep a running doc with 2 canned responses tuned for each segment and copy-paste as needed. AI can help you draft those in minutes.
All right, let's talk about making this stick without turning your calendar into a segmentation shrine. Let the process lead here. First, you need an owner. One human in your business who's responsible for segment definitions staying real. It might be you as the founder, a marketing lead, or a sales manager. The role isn't to do all the work. It's to ask, are these still the right tracks every month or 2? Second, set up a monthly 60-minute review. Literally put it on the calendar as segment check-in. The agenda is simple. 10 minutes to look at how many leads and deals came from each segment. 20 minutes to review what worked or felt off in delivery. 20 minutes to tweak headlines, FAQs, or emails with AI. 10 minutes to confirm any routing rules.
Order creates momentum. You don't need a full dashboard to get value. A simple sheet or report that shows segment, Number of leads, number of wins, and average deal size will already surface where the real opportunity is.
Third, decide simple routing rules. For example, if a lead clicks the Launch Fast path, they're tagged as scrappy and booked into shorter discovery calls. If they click the Strategic Growth path, maybe they get a 45-minute consult with more stakeholders. Or anyone over a certain budget automatically gets the Advanced Proposal flavor.
You can even have AI assist with routing. For instance, you paste a new inquiry into your AI assistant and say, based on these two segment profiles, which segment is this lead and why? Then you tag them accordingly. Very low tech, very effective.
And to keep this grounded, track just 3 metrics by segment. 1. Conversion rate by segment. Of the leads in each track, how many become paying customers? 2. Average deal size by segment. Are some tracks way more valuable than others? 3. Delivery effort. How many hours or how much stress does each track actually require?
If you notice a segment that buys often but burns your team out, you might tighten the qualifiers or raise the price. If you see a segment that's infrequent but highly profitable and smooth to deliver, you might give it a clearer path or more focused messaging.
And I want to underline the big fear we hear from owners. If I do this, won't it double our work? No. When it's done right, segmentation is about focus. You're shining a spotlight on the 2-3 types of customers you already serve and letting AI handle a lot of the tiny customizations instead of trying to be everyone's everything with one generic line.
Systems never sleep, and neither do muddled offers. If you don't define your tracks, your team is already doing the extra work, rewriting emails ad hoc, improvising in every sales call, fixing mismatched expectations. This just brings order to what's already happening.
All right, let's land this with 3 actions you can take as soon as this episode ends. Action 1. Run a quick segment sketch. Grab the last 20 customers, jot down deal size, urgency, tech comfort, and main pain. Feed that into AI and ask it to group them into 2-3 clusters and describe each. Give those clusters simple nicknames.
Action 2. Draft 2 versioned headlines. Take the main promise on your homepage or services page and use AI to create one version for your starter or urgent segment and one version for your seasoned or strategic segment. Even if you just test them in email first, you'll immediately see which resonates.
Action 3. Tag your last 20 customers by type. In whatever tool you use, CRM, spreadsheet, notebook, add a simple segment label to each. Then make one tiny workflow change, like sending a different follow-up email to each segment, or adding that Choose Your Path section to your site. Precision wins.
If you want help with this, we put together a segment mapping worksheet and a prompt pack so you don't have to stare at a blank page. You can grab it at the Apex Blue website. It walks you through the questions, the AI prompts, and even a simple agenda for that 60-minute monthly review.
So instead of running 3 businesses in one by accident, let's make it irresistible for your best 2 customer types to see themselves and say yes. Light segmentation, a little AI assist, and suddenly your offer doesn't feel split. It feels sharp.
Clarify your segments, and efficiency is inevitable.
Architecting the fix does not have to be complicated. Just start with those 20 customers.
Thanks for tuning in to Navigating AI with Apex Blue.
Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.